Greetings fam, if you want one of the most trusted basement flood protection sump pumps that's known for long-term reliability, cast iron durability, and set it and forget it performance, the Zoeller M53 Mighty Mate deserves attention immediately, so click the link in bio and check it out. I researched this deeply across plumbing installer feedback, homeowner reviews, and long-term reliability reports to see if it actually holds up in real basement flood conditions or if it's just overhyped because of brand reputation. The Zoeller M53 is a 1/3 HP submersible sump pump designed for basement water removal, typically installed in a sump pit where it automatically activates when water reaches a set level. It can move up to around 500+ gallons per hour at low head conditions and gradually less as lift height increases, making it a steady performer for typical residential basement drainage rather than extreme flood pumping. It uses a vertical float switch system, which is one of the reasons plumbers often prefer it over cheaper tethered float designs. One of the biggest strengths is build quality. The pump uses a cast iron housing and a robust internal motor design that's built to handle long-run cycles in damp, debris-prone environments. In real-world use, this matters a lot because sump pumps don't fail from lack of power as much as they fail from switch issues, corrosion, or overheating. The M53 is widely known for lasting many years in continuous seasonal use when installed properly. Another strong point is reliability under normal basement conditions. Real user reports and installer feedback consistently show that it performs well during typical rain events, spring thaw, and moderate groundwater pressure. It's not a high-flow industrial pump, but it's designed for consistency, turning on when needed, pumping efficiently, and shutting off cleanly without constant cycling issues when the system is set up correctly. It's also relatively quiet for its category. Because it's fully submersible, the surrounding water dampens motor noise, which makes it much less noticeable than external jet pumps or above-ground boosters. That's a big advantage if your sump pit is near living areas or basements used for storage or rooms. Now for the honest drawbacks, because this pump is not perfect. First, it's only 1/3 HP, so it can struggle in high water table homes or flood-prone areas where water inflow is extremely fast. Second, while the vertical float switch is generally reliable, it can still fail or stick over time if the pit is dirty or improperly installed, and this is one of the most commonly discussed issues in long-term user feedback. Third, it does not include a battery backup, which means it won't work during power outages unless you add an external backup system. And finally, like all sump pumps, its performance depends heavily on proper installation. Wrong pit size, poor discharge setup, or debris buildup can make even a great pump look weak. After everything I researched across the internet, I honestly think the Zoeller M53 is worth buying if you want a dependable, long-lasting basement sump pump for typical residential conditions. It's one of those boring but extremely reliable tools that earns its reputation over time rather than through flashy specs. But if you live in a high flood risk area or want maximum protection with backup systems, stepping up to a dual pump setup or adding battery backup is the smarter long-term move.